Good evening, guys. What another great opportunity to meet you and to talk with you about a lot of things that happened, and a lot of great players that left um, uh, their teams. They become legend in their teams, and they going to the last stage of their career. Um, so let's start. Of course, the biggest news is Arsenal. Arsenal won the Premier League title, and first time for 22 years. Um, it's great. It's really great, and after 2 years of being the runner-ups, it was not obvious that they will win this year. Not just because you first runner-up, second year runner-up, it looks like you never will win, but because Arsenal almost gave all their opportunities, they just wanted to give Manchester City to win this title. But as I told before, they showed a lot of character. A lot of character. This is the most the most the team that have the most character in Europe, for sure, by far. But you cannot win a title with only character. So as I told you, they have to show you in the previous videos. They have to show something of their previous, their mid season, beginning of the season, this brilliance of their game. Yeah, so they did they did some level ups, and they got it. They got it, but with a but, because who won the trophy? Because of the two, they won the trophy because of their good job, but also because two slip ups from Manchester City, and the biggest one is in the decisive one was against Everton. Way to go, Everton! Really a solid season, something to start on for the next one. And yes, of course, after they were losing 3-1 to Everton, they managed to get two back, but it was a draw, and suddenly Arsenal got back to the first place. But they can cement this season, and I'm sorry, and also they lost two last games to Manchester City at the league and at the Carabao Cup, League Cup. They have no match to Manchester City. So this is a big champion, a championship, or sorry, the big title for the Arsenal, but still with a little but. But they can cement this unbelievable season for them by winning the Champions League. And with this character, with the character Arteta gave them, who I thought is dying of pressure, but after I saw 2 weeks ago his press conference, he was just shining. This was before they won the title, so I guess he lived, and I not guess he not just lived up with the pressure, he shined bright, and with him all the guys from Arsenal, they just have this stone character. They just have it all. Let's see, with this fan here, let's see if they can bring this character, and of course, not just character, but quality of their players, like Saka and Declan Rice. Let's see if they can do. I think it will be a little sensation. But what else? There was a drama in Championship. It's only the second league in United Kingdom, but it was a great drama after Middlesbrough, and with the coach Kim Helberg, who I told it remind me of the England coach, England coach right now, the England manager, Thomas Tuchel, with his honesty and courage to say just what you have to say, nothing more than this. But Middlesbrough, they got the opportunity. I think it is well deserved, because Southampton made a big mistake. I think it was a foolish thing to do from the technical staff of this team. They just lost everything they was working for. But this punishment, I think it's well deserved, and they lost their place in the final for Middlesbrough from one hand, but from the other, Middlesbrough didn't make good preparation, didn't make any preparation. They just got the last they knew 100% they are playing just one day before the final, and this is how this looked when they played against Hull City, who made their own way there. They have all the privilege to be in this spot. They finished sixth, I already told. They got this place in the last week play week in the championship, and okay, so they got this place, and Middlesbrough, they just didn't came to this game. Most of the time Hull City was above them, was better. Because they just, I think, not just this, but they had some time to prepare. Middlesbrough was in air, let's say, like they didn't know where they are playing or not. Southampton made an appeal, and they didn't get this appeal, so this was a real drama, and Middlesbrough was not prepared. So from one side, the England Football League, or the EFL was right with the decision, but they had to give another day or two for Middlesbrough to prepare for this game. So from one side they got the place, from another they didn't have the time to prepare, and Hull City took it with both hands, and from one great character, Kim Helberg, the coach of Borough, we're going to another Sergei Yakirovic from Bosnia, who was, as a kid, he was playing football in the middle of the war, of the Yugoslavian war, and yeah, between the bombardments he was playing football at the neighborhood. So what a man. And you know, I already know, I see this, that great characters, great professionals, great people are made not just because they're great, talented, or of course this is too, but they all had a big moment in life, a big problem, a huge challenge which they overcame. And the same is for Sergei. So congratulations for Hull City, and and from Hull City we will go to another player. Now we will start to talk about the great players, the legends, let's say, in their in football in recent years and recent 10, 15, 20 years. They are big personalities, great players, and the legend for their clubs, at least for their clubs, if not even, maybe even more. And we will start with Andy Robertson, because he was, after he finished with, he's a Scottish player and started to play for Scottish sides, but after he played for Dundee United, he went to Hull City, and just after this he came to Liverpool. The group, the team, he leaving this summer, and after 9 years, and he became he's not just while he's a legend, he became a vice captain. He was great at the defense, really great player, great person. I think very modest, and a lot of work, and a really good attacking game too. So a resilient player, multitasking, maybe we could say. And from Andy Robertson we go to another veteran of Liverpool, or how they will call him, the Egyptian king, of course, Mohamed Salah, who broke up so many records for Liverpool, for Premier League. 32 goals in the first season. And this is coming after he was really disastrous spell in Chelsea. So yeah, he too overcome a challenge. But from Liverpool we will go to another great two great players which leave another great club, big club, and I'm talking about Bernardo Silva and John Stones, or John Stones and Bernardo Silva, because John Stones was for 10 years in Manchester City. Players were coming and going. A lot of players came and go in the defense of Manchester City, but he stayed, and he only went after his manager went, yeah, of course, and I mean Pep Guardiola, but Bernardo Silva also 9 years at the club. It was a really good farewell, not a good because they lost, but real good because they got the standing ovation both times. Both teams gave them a red carpet, I will tell, because they were standing. Aston Villa players, Manchester City players, and they were. This is a good. A really good honor for honorable people, for great players. Bernardo Silva, of course, after he was a mastermind with other players, but recently, after some of them gone, he was the main character at the attack. So we saw Guardiola crying, and maybe also because his departure too. So 10 years, yeah, a decade of winning everything with Manchester City. What can we say? Yeah, not only players depart this weekend, but also managers, and yeah, he made a lot in Manchester City, and from this side, we will go to another one. Okay, but not two players, only one player that gone from first of all, Goretzka from Bayern Munich was a really a real one of the solid players, one of the great players in the recent, I think, around 10 years. He was versatile. He was playing a couple of roles, but defensive, of course, most of them but defensive roles. And what a great time to go with the semi-final of the Champions League, league title, but it's okay for Bayern, and they got back the German Cup. So way to go for Goretzka. Hope he will have his last step will be also successful. But another player who was a real big part of Bayern for almost a decade, I think. Sorry if I'm mistaken. We have right now of course, the record breaker, Harry Kane, but beforehand it was, of course, the Polish striker who had to be the best player of 2020, just because it was a COVID year. He didn't get it, but he was the best player, and I'm talking about Robert Lewandowski. A great player, a great athlete, and I think a modest and a great person who didn't made such a impact as Andy Robertson, Mohamed Salah, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, but because he was playing less, but still he came from Bayern. He got into this role of central striker, and he made his impact from for all of the season. He wasn't selfish. He was doing his role for the best in the best way. And the last year, 15 goals. What can you say? He could manage another, I think, easily. But as you know, 38. It's not a young player, and the salary is big. So I think only the economical issue came here, because a team has to think about the money too. But what a great standing ovation from the crowd. They gave him this standing ovation in the middle of the game. They gave this standing. They called his name all the way when he was on the bench. Yeah, he didn't get the red carpet from the players, but he gets a lot of respect from the fans. I think this is not less important, and this is the only player who get this kind of, from what I saw, the lengthy goodbye from the fans, from the home fans. So his impact was huge in a relatively small amount of time. Yeah, he is one of the greatest strikers, and the best player of 2020 for sure, even if it's not official. But from here we are going to the rivals, Real Madrid. And why we left Real Madrid for the last, because Dani Carvajal is going to, he finished his role in Real Madrid, and not as always. Real Madrid is not so good with their iconic players. Okay, Iker Casillas wasn't. We didn't get a nice treatment. Ramos didn't get a good treatment, and also the managers who made everything for the club. He get them out of the mud, just like Zinedine Zidane, and of course the golden era of Del Bosque. All these figures who are part of the Real Madrid history and part of this culture, I may I say, they treated like somebody from the street. But Carvajal did get all the honors, all the respect he had to receive. He get this red carpet from the Real players, Atletico Bilbao, who were playing against them in the Bernabeu stadium, and yeah, a standing ovation and all the love from the fans. 13 years. Great, I think. As far as I know, Carvajal, after Ramos left, after a lot of players left, he was Real Madrid, the captain, the biggest personality, and the one to watch to. Yeah, he was watching everybody else. Yeah, but the one to watch to in the club, really the center of the club, the center figure of the players of the squad. And the conference final, which is going right now, and there is a really big story behind both of the clubs who reached this stage. Crystal Palace, with the great work of Oliver Glasner, Austrian manager, whom got the first trophy for the club. He got to the club only in 2024, in the middle of in February, and he managed to take the FA Cup, first major trophy. He won the Community Shield against Liverpool. The team, but of course he had a huge impact. And right now they're in the final. Although they finished 15th in the Premier League, they're in the final, and they can also win a European trophy, and with this break the record for the most quantity of teams of English teams in the European competition. He can bring this number. They can bring this number to 9. It's possible for 9 teams play next year in the European competition, which is unbelievable. But of course we have to talk about the other side, Rayo Vallecano, who are this team, which is the most surprising side this year, because they have a real bad training ground. They have a lot of issues with the stadium too, and but they represent a neighborhood in Real. Yeah, they are the smallest team of Real. Smallest of which we know. Yeah, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, but Rayo Vallecano is also from Real. Vallejo, they represent Vallejo. I'm sorry if I'm not pronounced right, but this is the neighborhood of work class, a real hard working class, and the proud ones, and the connection between the players and the crowd is great. And let's make and of course we have to give a respect for their coach Inigo Perez, made a great job. They finished 8th in the league, and they're in the final. Crystal Palace finished 15th, because it was so hard for them to make this synergy between Europe and the domestic football league. And here Rayo Vallecano not only reached the final, they also get, I think, their best position this year. They were the 5th place, so high, and this is a real small and a really if I may say so, poor team. So even if they lose, this is a big Cinderella, and I hope they will continue doing what they're doing, although there are a lot of problems. I guess what drove them this way, this is the real big heart of the players, the real big contribution from the fans, and of course the coach who made it happen, he just did this synergy between the players, and just like big coaches can do. Yeah, they have to find the balance, they have to find the power, the character. We can talk about also about once again about Arteta, and the flow of the game, of course tactics. When you have a lot of time to prepare some set pieces, not some, a lot of tactics to work on, and I guess this what he did. So, and the last thing I think, but which we can talk about later, and the other another video is the referee level at the Premier League, and how they're using their VAR. There are a couple of, at least one great shocking mistake. I think Manchester United not only and I forgot Manchester United, of course, getting in shape with the level. The level is up. Carrick made a great job, but also getting a shape of the referees who continue to support them, and we will talk about this next video. But of course I forgot about Casemiro, whom I think the only player who came from Real Madrid to another club. Usually players want to come to Real Madrid because this is their ambition to come to Real Madrid as the late stage, the biggest stage. Some players did it, but he went the other way. He had a big role in the center of the. He was a big role in the midfield. He was a great midfielder, and he just told Real Madrid, "No, I have another dream. I want to play. I always wanted to play for Manchester United." And this was his dream, not playing for Real Madrid, to play for Manchester United. So this is not the biggest departure, or the biggest, Carvajal, 13 years, Mohamed Salah, Andy Robertson, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, all of them more than around 10 years. Casemiro was just 4 or 5 years, I'm sorry. But the last year he made an impact, but the years Manchester United was in a big mess. But this year, after Carrick took responsibility, he just blossomed, and 9 goals, a real good work, stabilization, just like he knows. I wanted to see. I think he has another. He could play another year or two, but he wanted to go to another stage of his career. Let's see where he is going. And thank you for watching, guys. Now we left just the Champions League on Saturday evening, and afterwards is the World Cup. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I looking to see you at the next video. Bye bye.